Dwarves from the clans Copperbrow and Ironthane delve deep into the ancient and crumbling ruins of Balgara Desert, seeking out the ancient resting place of the lost Prince Orloff. Buried with this young prince was said to be a map of all the known lost underworlds of the Dwarves. But first, the path needed to be lit. Monsters dwelled within the darkness, and the ancient braziers would need to be brought to life to ensure the safety of the expeditions. In first were the bravest of the clansmen, or those with a lust for glory, battle, or even those seeking redemption. As the dwarves began to delve into the ruins, battle was fought against the darkness with torch and shield. In today's game, we're playing the quick scenario called Need a Light. This means we are trying to essentially set alight these 4 different braziers located around the battlefield. We have to deploy delvers on the battlefield, as 6 warriors can each be placed in the beginning starting zones as per normal. The event table uses the basic events, and our fuel counter, we roll a d3 after determining to have this as our fuel level. The game goes for 6 turns, and at the end of the game, players will gain a victory point for each burning brazier they control. Braziers that have not been lit are not considered controlled and don't get counted. Now, there is a way to break ties. Controlling the brazier closest to your entrance can help, and controlling those furthest away helps the most. In today's game, I'm going to be playing with the Copperbrow clan. To begin with, leading my force, I have a Gunthane with 2 pistols, full plate armor, and a sword. I then have a Knight of the Crown with axe, shield, and breastplate. Joining this is another Knight of the Crown with shield, sword, and full plate armor, and a clansman with breastplate and broadsword. And lastly, I have another clansman with breastplate, torch, and crossbow, and a short beard wielding a firelock and lantern. Stephen, meanwhile, is going to play with the Ironthane clan in today's game. He has a Weapon Thane who's wielding a warhammer made of Bardraz steel, plate mail armor, wears a lantern, and the stone salve. He also has a Shield Thane with a battle axe, great shield, plate mail armor, and stone salve as well. He then has a Siege Thane with crossbow, plate mail armor, sword, and firebomb, a clansman with spear, torch, mail armor, and a tinderbox, and lastly a Shortbeard with mace, torch, breastplate, and tinderbox. Alright, so we are all deployed for the game. I've got my Copperbrow clan all deployed with my leader down in the front. We've got my Shortbeard holding a lantern, and we've got some clansmen and my knights at the back here as well. Meanwhile, for the Ironthane clan, you've just got the 5 fighters for the game. You've got your Shortbeard with his torch at the back, some of your clansmen there, and at the front you've got your Shield Thane and your leader as well. There's your Siege Thane there as well in the middle with his crossbow. So this is what we look like. Let's start with the map. And so perhaps the most important role in Torch and Shield, we need to roll for fuel counter for both of us. This is a D3, and how many turns we're going to get of fuel for our lanterns and torches. 3. Okay, cool. I can live with that. 3 turns of light. If you've enjoyed our game today, why not go and check out Grimskull Games, a small games company out of Australia and the brains behind Torch and Shield. Fully funded now on Kickstarter, there are free to download, easy to play rules on the website, and licensed print partners as well to grab your miniatures from for the game. Alright, so the first card Stephen is playing from the ones he drew is going to be the King of Hearts on his Shield Thane. So that is just a base move for Stephen there. And so we go to Queens after that, asking. We both have Queen cards to play, however Stephen has a Queen of Clubs. That's going to trump my Queen of Spades, so he'll get the second activation. Who are you playing that on? Alright, so that's going on your leader there, your Weapon Thane. Making a move with his lantern. And finishing up there. So my Queen of Spades is actually going to activate my Shortbeard. So that's going to be him done. I then have a Jack to play, which will be the Jack of Spades, and that's going to go on my Gunthane. And then after that we go to 10s to play. I have none. I then have a 9 of diamonds to play. And with that, a 9 of diamonds is going to be a rush. So I'm going to activate my, I believe that's my short beard. Nope, that's one of the clansmen. My mistake. I'm going to activate the clansman. A diamonds doesn't allow me to do a rush action, which doubles my movement. However, I can't interact with anything as I do this move. All right, Stephen then has a 6 of diamonds to play, and this is going to go on your clansman.
Yep.
So this is, once again, going to allow you to do a rush. You can't interact with anything, but you do get a double move here. As you kill one of your other dwarves, but he moves up behind the pillar there. I have a 5 of clubs. This is just going to go on my knight with the axe here. We both have 4s that we want to activate. However, Stephen has a red suit and red beats black suits in this, so your red suit will go of hearts.
Yep, and it's going on my crossbowman.
On your crossbow, yep. So he just makes a base move.
2, 3, 4.
I mean, it's going to allow you to put your model on Overwatch. There's not going to be an awful lot of reason because you can't shoot through your own warrior. I guess if something pops out the entrance, I guess. But we'll do it. I then have a 4 of spades, which I'm going to use on my second knight there with sword and shield. Moving him up to there. Right, interesting here. We actually both have 2 of spades as our last activation of the round. Now, because we have the same suit, that means the fated player will get to choose. Stephen started the game as the fated player, so he gets to choose whether I go first or he goes first.
You can.
I'm going to go first. Cool. So I'll do my last activation. It's a spade, so that'll just be a base move of 1, 2. I'm just going to have to sit in the entranceway here. And then Stephen's move just ends him just coming the other side of the doorway there. Alrighty, so next is for us to go into the monster phase. Now, the first thing we need to do here is check for any of our warriors to be shrouded. You're shrouded pretty much if you're not within line of sight of a light source. I have one dude that is standing out here, but he is carrying a light source himself. And then we also have a light source in this room here, which protects everyone back here. Your own entrance zone is always considered to be lit, so you can't be attacked in it. And so, essentially, because of that, nothing happens in our monster phase with this turn, but we then go into our fight phase. Once again, there are no fights to be had, because no one's in combat, so we'll go on to the event phase. Alright, so event phase time. Now, first of all, our light source will tick down 1 point, which ticks us down to 2 turns as we rolled at the start of the game. So we've got 2 more turns of light before we need to start rolling to see if our torches and lanterns go out. No scheduled events or scripted events for this scenario. So it means the fated one will now just draw the next card, which is Stephen, to see what happens. So, what are we going to draw? That is a 6. And so, a nice friendly start for the first turn. A 6 means there is no event for this round. So we will just continue on till next turn. So, I'm going to draw a new set of cards and we'll come back. And so, going into round 2, we start off. Do you have any aces you wish to play as better than kings?
Yes.
Yep, cool. You're going to play your first action. Your clansman with spear is then going to go for a rush with a diamond. And a rush to there. And so that'll be that. Do you have any kings you wish to activate?
Nope, got another diamond though. An ace though.
Another ace. You're going to do another ace as well at the top of the turn. Cool.
Ace of spades.
Yep.
What's that one do again?
And so an ace of spades is next, the ace of spades. And so you are going to do a search action after you finish that move. So you need to pass a delve check. And so delve check with delve 2, you need 5s and 6s. That is no successes. So we go to kings next on the suits, and neither of us have that. I then have a queen of clubs I'm going to activate. And we are just going to activate my crossbowman here, who's going to interact with the brazier. And so I have a full craft of 4, thanks to my burning torch in my hand. So we are going to need 5s and 6s, and I got a 6 in there, which means I do succeed and light it. So we can pop out a cool little fire in the top of the brazier there, and that brazier will be lit. Right, I then have a couple of jacks to play, and the first of these is going to be the Jack of Hearts. I'm going to put this on my Ironthane. Now he's going to be able to use a Overwatch action as well, so we are going to move him 4. Actually, just move him to 3. But then we'll be able to perform an Overwatch action with him as well. And then we have a Jack of Clubs, and I'm gonna do that on my Shortbeard there with his lantern. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Going there. Next is a 10, and I'm going to put that on my Knight of Crown in the full plate armor with sword and shield. He's also going to perform a search action after he's done as well. And so, Delve 1, I need a 5 or 6 to succeed. That is a 1, so nothing. I have another 10, so we are going to go with my Clansman with Broadsword at the back. He's just going to make a move, and so moves up to there. You've then got a Spade of 8, or 8 of Spades, going on your shield thing there. He's just moving up behind the pillar. And you're going to do a search, so he's got Delve 2. Gets the Delve successfully. So now we're rolling 2d6 together to see what happens with your search on him. Here's a 10. And so you found some treasure. You found an underworld map in a campaign that would have more lasting effects on deployment rules in future scenarios. In a one-off game, it is used as a piece of treasure to score some tiebreakers. So we then will go all the way down to 5s on our cards. You've got a 5 of hearts, so you get the activation over me. Alright, so we're going to get the first attack action of the game. Your, Siege Thane with his crossbow at the back is actually going to make a shot with his crossbow, which does have unlimited range, into my poor little Shortbeard with Lantern. Alright, so you are -1 dice because you are long range, 7 squares or more. So you've got 2 dice to roll. You need 5s and 6s to get successes. That's a 6. Your weapon has brutal, so it actually does 2 wounds out of my 3 to the Shortbeard. And then my last is a 5 of spades, which will go on my other knight. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we will do a search action with him. So the knights only have Delve 1, so I need a 5 or 6. No. So you've got one last fighter left to activate. What is your card?
Shortbeard uses 3 of spades.
So 3 of spades, so that is a Delve option with your Shortbeard, if you wish, with which you're going to move. And so you're going to move your Shortbeard with his torch there. The diagonal goes back to your Siege Thane, lighting him up, and then he's in the same room as your Shield Thane, so you get light source there. So all your models are within a light source. All my models are within a light source, just because you almost killed one of my light sources. But that means there'll be no monsters sneaking about, getting us in the dark this round. Our fight phase has nothing to interact with this round, and so we go on to the event phase, which will be for me with the Copperbrow clan to draw a card, and I get a 3 of clubs. So I'm going to randomly determine one of my cards, so I'll just go 1 being my Shortbeard, all the way up to 6 being my Gunthane. See which one triggers a Portcullis falling down. 2, that'll be my Clansman with Breastplate and Broadsword, which means the Portcullis closest to him closes, which would be this one. And so the door here just shuts like so, and that'll be the end of the round. So we'll go into turn 3. Right, so you start on round 3. Do you have any aces to play?
No.
I don't. Kings to play?
No.
Queens to play?
No.
Jacks to play?
Yes.
All right, we finally got there. You have a jack to play. Cool, you can go with that. Right, you're playing a jack of diamonds first, so this means you can do a rush action if you wish. Yeah, and so you're just giving that to your boss there. He's just going to directly interact with the brazier with his lantern. All right, so you're going to have craft 3 in total with your weapon thing there, trying to light. So you need a 5 or 6 on here. That's 5 and 6, 2 successes. That brazier will get lit as well. All right, so you're then going to activate your Siege Thane at the back there with his crossbow. He's going to choose to target my Knight of the Crown. Now, because I have a breastplate, you will drop a success if you roll more than 1. And I'll also get a defense check as well because of my shield. So, first of all, can you roll some 5 or 6s?
Got a 5.
Got a 5, so my breastplate does nothing. But my shield on a 5 or 6 will stop it. Nope. Alright, so now that you've hit me with your siege thing, you need to roll for damage. You subtract my resilience from your strength. Your strength 4, I am resilience 2. And so you need to roll 5 or 6s because you'll have 2 dice, 5s and 6s. You got 1. My breastplate doesn't minus that, and because you're brutal, I suffer an extra point of damage. I'm using my 10 of hearts actually to move over here behind the pillar, and a heart does let me do an overwatch action with my pistols. I'm then going to go a 9 of clubs after that, and I'm going to pick my clansman with crossbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to shoot your torch-bearing shortbeard. And so I've got 1 dice. I need a 5 or 6 to hit. No, fail to hit. Now we go to 8, and we both have an 8 of hearts. So as a fated player, no, you're the fated player this round, Stephen. So you're the fated player, so you can choose.
I'm going first.
You're going first, cool. Yep, it'll be a clansman spear. He's going to do a craft test.
Yep.
Cool. So gets +2. And then
2.
And he's also got a tinderbox as well. So he gets another 2. So 6 dice, 5s and 6s. He literally failed. Wow. I'm then going to go next with an 8 of hearts, and we're going to go on my clansman with the broadsword. He's just going to make a move, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go on the doorway. I'm then going to go a 6 of clubs, and we're going to go with my knight over here. He's going to make a move. We're then going to use that spade for a delve action as well with my mighty delve of 1, and hey, look, I succeeded. Now rolling 2d6 to see what I get. That is 3, oh dear. 3 is death from above. I now need to resolve a stone block trap resolving on my warrior. So the first thing with a trap is I need to see if I can pass a craft check. I am craft 1. I do not pass. So Stephen can roll for this. I suffer a strength 9 hit from the stone block, and I get shunted a square down. Yeah, so
7 dice, you said?
Yeah, it's strength 9 hit, so each 5 or 6 is a point of damage. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am squished. I have 3 damage. That is me dead. You then have a 5 of diamonds to activate on one of your 2 remaining warriors. That can be a rush action if you wish. You're going to go a rush with him. Now he is moving to there. That means I'm going to get to perform an overwatch action. Now you do have plate mail, which gives you 2 bonus points of resilience. I'm then going to go. Alright, so 4 dice because I'm in short range, so we need 5s and 6s to hit you. I hit. Now my strength is 5, your defense +2.
Defense is... What am I looking for?
So first of all though, before we go into damage, you do have a shield, so you can make up to 2 save rolls with Great Shield. You've only got 1 to make. You need a 5 or 6 to make the save. No. So this means... And so now each 5 or 6 is a point of damage. 1 point of damage on you as you come in. I am then going to choose to interrupt with a Joker. So I'm going to pick my knight here, and this is going to be a diamond. So it's going to give me access to a rush. And so the rush will take me over there with my knight to gang up on your shield thing that's come into the fight. You've then got a 5 of clubs to play. So this is just going to be a base move.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. And then my last one is going to be a 2 of hearts on my dude with flintlock. So I'm then going to shoot with my flintlock at your crossbow that's been shooting me all game. So I need a 5 or 6 to hit. No. So that is the end of the round. So now we need to check monster-wise where the light sources are. All right, so we go into the monster phase. All our models do have light sources with them or are near a brazier, so everyone is safe for this round. And so we're going into the first actual fight of the game. Well, we've had dwarves die, but this is the first time dwarves are going to actually attack dwarves. So I'm going to choose my Knight of the Crown as the model to fight there. And the support will come in from my Gunthane, which means I get an extra dice, so I've got 6 dice in the fight. Each 5 or 6 is a success. Just one. You get 4 dice in the fight, so each 5 or 6 on yours will be a success. Watch you win the fight somehow, and you do. So you're going to declare both your one attack into both. So my knight is going to make a save roll that he gets with his shield, which he succeeds. So the knight will not be taking any hits. So my leader will now take a hit on him because he doesn't have a shield to make any save rolls. So then you strike into my Gunthane. 5s and 6s are needed, and you got 1. You're brutal, so that will do 2 points of damage to my Gunthane. And then the fight will disperse back to everyone to their little squares. Alright, so after that, we then go into the event phase. So, card, what are we getting?
A king.
King of Diamonds. So, with that king, you have a beast arrive at the thing. So, we have the first monster come down onto the table.
Today's video is sponsored by Easy Roller Dice. Fantastic quality, easily legible dice that make your games quick and easy. Easy Roller Dice also sell other accessories for your dice like dice trays, cases, bags and cups as well. Use the code Sinful Gaming to get 20% off your next order and help support this store and the channel.
Alright, so going into round 4. Starting off, do you have any aces that you wish to use? Because I don't.
Nope.
No, none for you. We go into kings, of which I will have one I'm going to declare using.
I've got one as well.
What is your king?
Black.
I have a red king, King of Hearts. Alrighty, so we are going to go with a King of Hearts. Now this is going to let me use the Dwarven special rule, Fury. And we're going to do it on my clansman with Broadsword. And so we'll move down there and we'll engage at the end of that with your spearman as well. So you're going to use your King of Spades with your, Weapon Thane at there. And he's going to perform a search. So first of all, let's see your search test. Delve check. Fails. So we go to Queens, which neither of us have. And then Jacks, you have a Jack to play. The Jack of Hearts. So that's going to activate on your Shield Thane. You're going to do a Fury special action. I'm guessing you're engaging one of my fighters. Yep, so you're going to engage with my Gunthane. Alright, I'm then going to go with a 10 of Diamonds, which is going to allow me to do a rush action. And he's going to move from there to there. We are running away from that crossbow. And so no 9s in our cards drawn this round. You go on to 8s. You've got an 8 of Diamonds. Alright, so your Shorebird here is going to perform a barge action into my Knight of the Crown. First of all, you need to pass a martial skill test, which you do. So your Shortbeard barges me into the doorway, but must immediately engage me as well, essentially stopping me trying to get out there. So I'm going to make a move with my crossbow wielding dwarf here, and end up in the doorway there. You're then using a 6 of Hearts on your Siege Thane. This allows him to make a move.
Okay.
But then also you're going to do Overwatch after that as well. Pretty important for making sure that monster doesn't come eat you. Alright, I'm then going to go next. So I've got a 3 of Hearts. We are going to choose to do a Fury special action. This gives me +1 martial skill and +1 movement. But it is just going to go on my Gunthane to give him +1 martial skill. Alrighty, so your last one's going to be your Shortbeard with a 3, which is going to attempt to barge on my clansman. So first of all, we'll see if we can get a success. You do, which means you just push me back and then need to follow up. Right, then my last one is a 2 of Clubs, which I have nothing to do. So it'll just be on my Knight of the Crown, which does nothing. He's just going to sit there and grumble. So we'll go into monsters. So we're going to monster phase. So there is no danger in the dark yet. There very likely will be at the end of this turn. Right, so the beast will do a move and engage with your siege thane there. However, your siege thane will get an overwatch. Right, so 5 or 6s to hit first of all.
I got a 5.
Got a single hit. So you got 1 dice to roll, 5 or 6, and you do a point of damage with your crossbow. No damage on the beast. Alrighty, so we're going the first fight here. My clansman, because he did use fury, gets +1. Also, I will get +1 in the case of ties because I have a sword. Actually, I'll get another. So I only got a single success with my clansman. You've got 3 dice back at me.
And
you need 5s and 6s. Which you got 2. You actually beat my clansman. Your strength.
Roll just the 2.
Yep, so you've got 1 dice coming through because of my breastplate. And that does a point of damage. Made a mistake. That's actually a clansman, so either way, it's still 1. So roll your extra dice because it could have got an extra point of damage through. It doesn't. So it doesn't matter. Now your shortbeard is facing my knight, so my knight gets 5 dice and gets 2 successes. Yep, so you need...
Whoops.
And so you need 5s or 6s, you need 2 of them to beat me. Or 3. 2. So that fight is a tie because no one has a sword to break. So now we'll go here. And so we are rolling for my Gunthane, who is choosing to use a sword this round. So that is 2 successes. And so you've got 5 as well. You need to get 3 successes to win. 2, but I do break ties because of wielding a sword. And so, first of all, you can try and stop the point of damage because you do have your shield on a 5 or 6. Nope. Do I do the damage? Yes, do a point of damage to you. And lastly, we have monster versus siege thane over here. And so, the monster over here has 5 dice and gets 2 successes. Meanwhile, your siege thane has his crossbow out, so no sword, crossbows are 2-handed. And so, how many dice does he get on his basic martial skill? And so, 4 dice. You need 2 successes at least to get the draw. None. Oh dear. Alright, and so my strength is going to be 6, but you do have resilience 4 against attack, so I've got 2 dice. Nothing. Your dwarf survives another day. And so everything disengages and we are ready to go into the event phase. This will be my event for round 4. But before we go into the actual event itself, we need to roll for light sources. So, braziers continue to burn no matter what until they are doused. But everyone that has a torch runs out on a 1 and 2. So you have a torch here. On a 1 or 2, it expires. No, it'll keep burning. You do have another torch somewhere here with Shortbeard. On a 1 or 2, it expires. Yes, that torch is now no longer lit. And your lantern from your leader will expire on a 1. No. I then have a lantern here with my Shortbeard. On a 1, it expires. No. And then I have a torch over here in the gateway. It will expire on a 1 or 2. It's fine. So now we're going into events. It's my turn to draw the event card. It's turn 4. I draw the Queen of Hearts. And so we have one brute monster come down there. And the Coin of Fate goes over to Stephen for turn 5, the penultimate turn of the game. So, beginning of the rounds, 5, I am going to play an Ace of Diamonds. And so I'm going to go a shot into the back after moving. So let's see what we can get. That is 2 successes, so I hit. Because you've got a heavy shield, you can roll 2 dice. 5 and 6s, can you stop me? No. There's a cumbersome fail. Unfortunately, nothing matters for that. So damage. So 1 dice because your resilience becomes 4 with your plate mail. Oh no, sorry. No, I ignore your plate mail because I have piercing. No resilience bonuses. So resilience 2 base. So I get 3 dice. 1 takes you another point of damage, gives you a second, third.
Yep.
That'll kill you. That'll take you down. I'll shoot you dead. Right, next I am going to go again with the King of Diamonds. I'm going to do it on my short beard with the lantern here. And it's going to go a move, a rush actually, because it's diamonds. Moving over to there, seeing as the monster is occupied. You're going to go for a Fury on your leader here, your Weaponthane, going into the monster. Alright, so your, what is that? That's the Ironthane?
That's the Siege thing.
Siege thing, sorry.
And he's using a sword.
And yep, just going in with his sword to help out his boss.
Yep.
My 9 of hearts is going to be my next play. And we are going to go with a Fury on my Clansman. Going there. And engaging. Yep, your Clansman here with Spear is then going to elect to do a defend action with his 9 of spades. This means you can't do any damage if you actually win the fight, but you do get +2 dice in that fight. I'm going to move to engage there with an 8 of clubs into my Gunthane. I'm going to go, well, we've got 8s, 7s.
I'm done.
Ah, cool. 6, 5, which will be my next. I've got a 5 of diamonds. Right, so my 5 of diamonds, I'm just going to do a move, which will be my Clansman coming to engage behind you. And then I've got a 2 of diamonds as well, which will be, I'll go to move there with my diamonds. Alright, so we go into the monster phase for turn 5. No one has danger in the dark test, only thanks to this brazier because that torch actually ran out. So we've now got the monster actions. And so because the monster moves to engage, my dwarf actually disengages because I won't stab another dwarf in the back while they're fighting a monster. Alright, so first fight we're going to do, Stephen has picked this one here. So I'm going to choose my knight to be the one fighting. And so my knight is outnumbering you. So we are going to get 6 dice. 1 and then 3 dice. Got 1 as well, which means it will be a tie because neither of us are wielding swords that were the strikers. Over here then with the brute. And so we both have 4 dice. The brute will get 2 successes. Meanwhile, spearman will get 2. Brute doesn't have any weapon class, so that will be a draw as well. And so martial skill of 4 on the martial skill of 5, sorry, on the labyrinthine beast. So we get 2, and so 7 dice. It'll be 2. You equal 2, so it'll be a drawn combat. And so going into the event phase next. Though light source is seeing where the stuff burns out, I have a torch here on a 1 or 2. No, it's fine. You have a torch here on a 1 or 2. No. I have a lantern on a 1. No. And your lantern over there on a 1. No. So now Stephen's going to draw for the event. What have we got?
A 9.
9 of hearts. And so one brood monster comes on. We are starting to see more and more monsters appear on the table. But we're going into the last round now. Alrighty, so top of the round, I'm going to do an ace of spades. Clansman crossbow, he's going to attempt to light it, so we have 4 craft, need a 5 or 6, got it. That one is lit. I'm going to play a queen of diamonds, and I'm going to go for a ranged attack. And so I've got a ranged attack into the dwarf now. We are going to shoot you. I got a success. I've got 3 dice then. That is 2 damage. So I'm going to go jacks. And we are going to go with a rush. We're going to engage the monster. You've got a 10, so you're up next.
My 10 is a 10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds, so you can do a rush if you want. Alright, so he's engaging my clansman with sword. So 10s, 9s,
Nope.
8s,
Nope.
7s.
I've got a 7.
What colour is your 7?
Black.
Mine is black too. What suit?
Spades.
Same.
Not spades, sorry. Clubs.
Clubs? Okay, you get to go first then. 7 of clubs. Who is activating? And he's going to gang up on my fighter there. So I'm going to move my flintlock back with a move. I'm then going to elect to shoot as well because I can. And I'm going to shoot your leader.
You know.
Oh, actually no, I will attempt the treasure check. The treasure dig, because if I can do it, if I get a piece of treasure, I will guarantee a win. No, after deliberation, I'm not going to attempt the treasure. I am just going to sit there and be within 2 of that brazier to score. I'm just going to play a clubs on him. It doesn't really do anything. There's nothing he can really do with it. Doesn't need to jump up or anything. So you've got 2 things left to activate.
They're both 4s.
They're both 4s. So who's getting what on these 2?
Diamonds and spades.
Diamonds and spades. Cool.
Alright,
and Stephen's last couple of actions, just both those dwarves moving in. If you can kill that monster and this monster, or the problem is you've got the other monster coming. But we will go into monster phase now. Monster, because the brood monsters will ignore light and anything illuminated. So it'll go towards the next closest fighter, so it'll probably just hang out there. And then both the other monsters are already engaged. So we're going to go into fights. Alright, so we've both got 4. You get an extra 1 because you are outnumbering. So I've got 4. I get absolutely nothing. You're going to get 5. Get 1. Strength on you
is...
I killed a monster. Now can you do the same?
Yep.
And so your leader versus the bigger monster. Can you do this? This will be for the draw. You get 1. And so the monster gets nothing. If you get all of these, you will make the game a draw. 5s and 6s to wound. Unfortunately not, that is 2 damage. The monster stays, which means end game. I have one dude within 2 of this brazier and control it because there are no enemies within. This one is hotly contested, and this one you have the monster within range of it, meaning you've got an enemy. So it'll be a 1-0 victory for the Copperbrow. A 1-0 victory for the Copperbrow clan. Which was important because you would have broken a tie because you do have a piece of treasure. But that is the game of Torch and Shield.
Doesn't he suffer wounds yet?
Yep, so 2 dice, need 5 or 6s to do some wounds. Nothing, I do not get wounded. So we'll go with me versus a monster. And so me versus this monster, I get 5 with the knights. So I got 3 successes, which should be good. You need 4. So you need 4. Nothing. 2 dice. 3 damage, which will reduce resilience down by 1, down by 2, and then kill you with the extra point. I killed a monster. Now can you do the same?
Yep.
And so your leader versus the bigger monster. Can you do this? This will be for the draw. You get 1. And so the monster gets nothing. If you get all of these, you will make the game a draw. 5s and 6s to wound. Unfortunately not, that is 2 damage. The monster stays, which means end game. I have one dude within 2 of this brazier and control it because there are no enemies within. This one is hotly contested, and this one you have the monster within range of it, meaning you've got an enemy. So it'll be a 1-0 victory for the Copperbrow. A 1-0 victory for the Copperbrow clan. Which was important because you would have broken a tie because you do have a piece of treasure. But that is the game of Torch and Shield.